G'day everyone, Chris from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here, and today we're talking about the new definition of pain. So this follows on from my previous video talking about the new definition that came out recently, and today we're talking about the notes that came with that definition, which is really important for you and your pain to understand. So if you are joining us, please type in below and say hello, and please feel free to ask any questions and I will touch base with you. So if you remember from yesterday, we spoke about the new definition of pain, and I've got the piece of paper here so that I get it absolutely right for you. So the definition is an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with or resembling that associated with actual or potential tissue damage. So I went into the full detail of that yesterday, but today we're talking about the notes. And now note number one, which I'm talking about today, is this one, and it says, pain is always a personal experience that is influenced to varying degrees by biological, psychological, and social factors. So what we're talking about there, okay, the biological, psychological, and social factors. What we used to think about pain is that it was purely biological, okay, that we thought that if there was tissue damage, there was pain, and pain can only come because of tissue damage. But what we now know, certainly when it comes about chronic pain, is that it's actually influenced by all of those three things: the biological, the psychological, and the social. So the biological is really simple and really easy to understand. So if there's something happening with your nerves, something happening with your tissues, it sends a signal to your brain, and your brain goes, oh, do I need pain now? Do I not? If it's big enough, yes, it'll give you pain. But the influence of psychological and social factors is something that's become more and more understood over the past sort of 10 to 20 years, and it's now been updated in that definition. So when we're talking about psychological factors, obviously we know that we have emotional pain that can be input as well. So if there's something very upsetting, something very stressful, that can actually cause a cycle of pain to happen as well. So you can have an injury that starts off as purely physical, but because of your belief systems about the pain, because of some poor information you might have got about the pain, because of the impact of what a scan looks like, what might happen as a result of the pain in the future, these sorts of things can play on your mind, and they are strong enough to actually influence the pain itself. So how bad it is, whether it comes on. Everyone knows this because often when you have a bad day at work, you might not do anything that causes the pain to happen in your neck or your back, but you just know that if you have a stressful day, the neck pain gets worse, the back pain gets worse. And we're seeing a lot of this happening at the moment, certainly as a result of pandemic. People with the stress happening on the TV, looking at all the bad things that are happening interstate and internationally, becoming very stressed, and their systems becoming wound up about what might happen, and as a result, the pain's getting worse. So psychological factors can play a role. Now I've got to be very clear here, it's not talking about you're making the pain up, not at all, okay? It's actually the way that your brain is interpreting the signals coming in that's causing the pain to happen. So they're the psychological factors that we're talking about. Now, of course, the other thing is social factors. So what we know about pain is that it stops you from doing the things that you want to do. So let's say, for example, if you have headaches and migraines, you may not want to go to that social event just in case you get the pain. Or if you've got back pain or leg pain or something chronic in that regard, you might not be able to go for that run with your friends or play that sport. You might not be able to play with the kids. You might not be able to get into the garden and do what you want to do. And this actually plays a really big impact, okay, because it's affecting the things that you really want to do. And as I mentioned before, those social factors can actually then draw into the psychological factors which wind your system up. It makes your nerves more sensitive, it makes your system more sensitive. It winds into those biological factors, and lo and behold, we've got this pain system that's fired up again, cranked up, and it gives you the pain from there. So I hope now you can understand a little bit more about why thinking about not just the tissue damage, not just what's happening with the, the skin or the discs or the nerves, it's actually all to do with the way that your brain's interpreting all of those factors, whether it be biological, psychological, or social. So it's really important to discuss that with your health professional if you are getting treatment for pain. Obviously, we address all of those factors with every patient that comes in through the door. It's really important to know what the pain is, why it's happening, and for you to understand what's going on so you can put together the best treatment plan, the best plan of attack to get you back to doing what you want to do. Hey, I hope that's been really helpful. So that was note 1 of 6 of the new pain definitions. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about the next footnote, the next important thing that has come out of this brand new pain definition. After 40 years, they finally updated it. And I think it's going to be fantastic for everybody to know what these definitions are. So type in any questions below. Please comment, like, and share, and I can start a conversation with you. And of course, answer any other questions in some live videos coming up as well. I hope that's been really helpful, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, and bye for now.